All right, guys, welcome, because today I am doing my gaming video on the OnePlus 9 Pro and the OnePlus 9. And stay tuned to the very end of this video because I've got a surprise for you. And today, the OnePlus 9 series is finally out and is available here. The two devices from OnePlus, we've got the OnePlus 9 Pro, which is their flagship device, and the OnePlus 9, which of course is the entry level into the OnePlus 9 series. Both of these devices are powered by the Snapdragon 888 processor, so you expect it to get that kind of performance you expect from flagship devices, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, when it comes to the benchmarks on it, you can see it on screen. Pretty standard affair for 888 devices, and functionality is pretty good. But forget that. Let's dive into what these devices do for us as gamers. So with PUBG Mobile, you have the ability to play on the two key settings we always check out: Ultra HD Ultra, which I'm playing right now, and then you can go ahead, I can't switch, but you can play in Smooth and Extreme. So with those two, you've got those great gaming functionalities. Now with Ultra HD Ultra, I get about 40 frames per second, which is nice, using Game Bench, which is my Game Bench tool. Some really nice performance on it. And the 9 Pro, it just feels really nice, butter smooth. Now, Smooth Extreme is the other option as well. And with Smooth Extreme, I get about...
The latest and greatest from OnePlus is here. You guys know the deal, this here is not our full review, but before our full review, we're going to be taking a look at some of the great and not so great things about the brand new OnePlus 9 Pro. Let's start off with hardware and design. The 9 Pro, as expected, is built very well. It's a glass and aluminum sandwich which make up a not so small phone, but it is much easier to hold than other phones with a similar footprint. It's narrower than most phones in this range, and paired with this curvature, it's actually a comfortable phone to use. The camera bump looks classier this time around in my opinion, and it doesn't protrude as much as the 8 Pros did. Of course, you've got the usual goodies like the alert slider, IP68 dust and water resistance, stereo speakers, and high quality haptics. Everything comes together nicely for a solid and premium device. This display is nothing short of awesome. It's big, it's bright, crisp, super clean, and super smooth. It's still rocking the hole punch cutout, and unlike the regular 9, it is a curved panel, but the curves are not nearly as dramatic as the 8 Pros. I think they struck a nice balance here. It's got the specs you know, love, and would want, but on top of that, the comfort tone feature is very nice to have with its ability to adjust color tones based on different lighting conditions. And according to OnePlus, this is the first phone display that can scale down to 1 Hz from 120 Hz, and it's more power efficient, using up to 50% less power than screens from last year. So that's pretty impressive. Performance on the 9 Pro is top notch. Of course, with specs like this, you should expect nothing less. With the latest Snapdragon 8.
The first thing to notice about these two devices is their design, and there are some pretty major differences between the phones, though there are also some similarities. They both have their triple lens camera modules on the top left corner of the back. That, however, is about where similarities end. Samsung took a different approach with the Galaxy S21 series, melting the camera module into the side rail, and that both helps make it look more premium and more unique. I really love the look of the Galaxy S21 in general, and next to it, the OnePlus 9 just looks a little dated. It's not ugly, just a little bit last gen. Both phones have a USB-C port, volume rocker, and power button around the edges. However, the OnePlus 9 also adds a ringer switch, which I really appreciate. I wish more phone makers would include a ringer switch. The phones come in different colors too. Now, it's a little difficult to pass judgment on the options considering I've only really used one of each, but I will say that I love the purple on gold on offer by the Galaxy S21, and much more so than the black OnePlus 9. Based on the pictures I've seen, I think my favorite OnePlus 9 color is the purplish winter mist. The displays on these phones are much closer than their designs. Both devices offer a 1080p display with a 120Hz refresh rate, and they both look great. The main differences are that the OnePlus 9's display is a little larger, while the Galaxy S21 has a hole punch cutout in the center instead of the top left. I don't really mind either, but if I had to pick, I would prefer having it in the center, as it helps make the phone look a little more symmetrical. Now, you might assume that having a 1080p display instead of a 1440p one is an issue, but you really won't notice much of a difference in day-to-day life. The 1440p displays on the OnePlus 9 Pro and the Galaxy.
You know, when OnePlus announced the partnership with Hasselblad, I expected it to be exclusive to the OnePlus 9 Pro. So it came as a pleasant surprise that the Hasselblad partnership had actually extended to the OnePlus 9 as well. But what wasn't so pleasant was the price bump. Starting just shy of rupees 50,000, it is definitely priced more expensive than its predecessor, the OnePlus 8T, and far more expensive than the OnePlus 9R launched alongside it. To add to that, last year's wonderful OnePlus 8 Pro is also in splitting distance of the OnePlus 9's price. Therefore, it becomes imperative for this phone to justify its price tag. And get this, we haven't even brought the competition into the equation at all. Therefore, what I'm going to try to answer in this review is, should you buy this OnePlus 9 phone, if at all? My name is Ashar, you're watching My Smart Price, let's go. Alright, before we move on, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to get notified whenever My Smart Price puts out an awesome new tech video. So the OnePlus 9's Indian variant is actually slimmer, narrower and lighter than the OnePlus 8T. It feels great in the hand and equally premium as the OnePlus 9 Pro. But there are a few things about the phone's design that you need to note. It has a plastic frame despite using a glass back and front. Plus you don't get IP certification or wireless charging either. All of these are legit downgrades, and considering you get at least 15-watt wireless charging in the US, this is definitely a letdown. As for the Winter Mist colorway, I find it incredibly reflective and it attracts fingerprints like bees to a hive. The OnePlus 8T's matte finish rear and the colorway was way better in my opinion. Now when you look at the triple camera stack on the rear with the Hasselblad branding, the module juts out slightly, which makes the phone wobble on a table. But I like how uniform the design ID is compared to the OnePlus 9 Pro.
The OnePlus 9 is one of the biggest leaps over the previous mainline generation in recent years, providing some major core improvements over the OnePlus 8, but we're here to examine if an upgrade is actually worth it. Thanks for watching 9to5 Google here on YouTube. Remember to thumbs up, hit subscribe, and then tap the bell icon to be among the first to watch our upcoming videos. 2021 is a landmark year for OnePlus, a new Hasselblad camera partnership, the loss of Carl Pei, and even closer ties with Oppo mean it's going to be hard to take it easy on the firm that offered budget flagship hardware previously. We're still unconvinced by a 6-month release cycle as the OnePlus 8T is very fresh in our minds. To simplify, if you have the 8T, then the OnePlus 9 is nowhere near of enough of an upgrade. However, the jump from the OnePlus 8 to the OnePlus 9 is actually more pronounced than any full series release. There is only a modest 200 mAh internal cell increase from the OnePlus 8 series to the OnePlus 9, but with that battery increase, we're getting a few important improvements and long overdue battery related additions. Wireless charging is finally here on a mainline OnePlus smartphone for the first time, albeit at standard 15-watt charge speeds. There is also a big jump from 30 to 65-watt charging on the OnePlus 9. The OnePlus 8 series still manages to stick with the still fast Warp Charge 30T wired charging. If you want to have multiple charging options, then the OnePlus 9 is the device to go for. The camera sensors have taken a big step up on the OnePlus 9, as although its predecessor does come with a 48 megapixel main sensor, it is an older model that is the very same you'll find on 2019's OnePlus 7T. Naturally, the biggest upgrades are